All right, hello, welcome back everybody. My name is Eric Melcher. With me today is our Chief Product Officer, Greg Jones. And to kick off this session around AI and MDM, we're actually gonna play you a first ever exclusive demo showing some of Profisee's AI capabilities. So let's go ahead and get started.
Eric, MDM's been around for a long time. So what makes today and now different than in the past?
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, MDM, the future of MDM is really about taking the better data we create and put it into the hands of the business. And in the past, I think the focus has been too much on the actual technology, the work of implementing the MDM solution and creating that better data, and not enough about getting it into the hands of business users where it actually makes a difference.
Man, that sounds incredibly hard. And so I know there's a lot of new technologies and a lot of new experts and this and that, but what's your take on now, like the tactical things that are being done in order to make this a reality?
Yeah, look, our purpose of company, you can see on our website, has always been to make MDM easy. But what's different today is AI. We believe that AI is actually a transformative technology that actually will help us achieve our mission of making MDM easy. And I'll start off here with a story. If you go back a few years, people used to ask me about, hey, can we use some AI to do integration? And with the tooling that was available at the time, I felt like that was a fool's errand. I don't think that the value we've gotten versus the complexity of building something like that was worth it. But obviously, with the modern AI tools and large language models, everything is completely different now. And in fact, we've already delivered AI-based integration capabilities into the Profisee platform.
Man, that's great. So if you think about this from the kind of the people, process, technology perspectives, it used to be that you had to have an army of data experts that were kind of weeding through all of the data. You had to have IT experts in order to build those systems. And so now with this new technology, we're able to empower these people to be more efficient and faster to help drive real value a lot quicker than we were in the past.
Yeah, and we really think about AI in two different ways. First, it's about AI inside of Profisee. How can we use AI across the entire user journey to make it faster and easier for people to get their data under management? And the flip side, and potentially even more importantly, is how can we then take the better data inside of Profisee and then make it available back into the broader AI ecosystem, again, putting it in the hands of the business user where it actually provides value.
Man, that's pretty great, because if you think about as a business executive or a CDO or someone that's trying to help the business make a decision, if you can now have access to that critical business data that's going to help you make decisions faster, more efficiently, then it sounds like we're on our journey to solve that problem.
Yeah, that's right. And it is a journey, right? And so our goal is actually light up AI-based capabilities across the entire user journey inside the Profisee platform. So whether it's your first day as a Profisee customer, starting to learn how to use the Profisee platform, or someone that's looking to actually configure their solution for the first time, we're actually looking at adding AI-based capabilities or AI capabilities into our MDM features themselves. using AI for data stewardship, helping it automate things, and then ultimately making the data inside of Profisee available back inside of the broader AI tools that enterprises are using. So what we're going to spend the rest of this session is actually walking through a few different demos that show AI across that entire user journey. And so the first thing we're going to go through here is using AI to help a new customer learn how to use Profisee. And again, I'll start here with a story. I've been at Profisee now for over 14 years. And I like to think I know a lot about the product and how it works. But it's not that uncommon. MDM's complicated. It's a big product that someone will come and ask me a question, and I actually don't know the answer. Now, I could go read the documentation and figure it out that way, but nobody these days likes to read documentation. And so what I do is I'll go and ask what are the engineers or architects that build that feature. They might go peek in the code real quick, and they'll come back and give me an answer. But clearly, our customers don't have that luxury. And so what I'm excited about is the ability for Aisey, our new chat-based experience, to now give that same information at users' fingertips without them having to go read that documentation. And today, I find myself now logging into Profisee and actually asking Aisey questions now versus bugging our engineers. So it's really cool to have that same capability into all of our customers' hands. So with that, we'll go ahead and play the demo.
In this demo, we're going to walk through Profisee's new Aisey assistant and see how she can help you learn the Profisee platform better. Here we are in the Profisee portal on the home page, and we can open up Aisey by simply clicking the button here that's always available in the top right-hand corner of the screen. And now we can start chatting with Aisey. First thing we'll ask Aisey here is what she can help us with. Since Aisey has access to all of Profisee's documentation and knowledge, as well as the ability to interface with the broader platform, she can describe the types of things that she can help you do. Now, in this scenario, I am new to Profisee, and I am looking to learn how to use Profisee's data quality rules. And so I'll enter a question here to Aisey, asking her about data quality rules and what some best practices are. And using Profisee's documentation, Aisey will go ahead and answer our question. Here we see Aisey giving us an answer to our question. In addition to capturing the knowledge and answering my question directly, making it faster for me to learn, Aisey also provides links to the underlying documentation that she used to create the answer. So now from here, I can link off into Profisee's documentation and read that documentation directly if I need more help. Now, the other thing that I know I'm going to need to do is I want to change the fonts and colors of the Profisee portal to look more like my organization's brand. And so I'm asking whether or not that's possible. And of course, Aisey comes back and answers that question, again, giving me links to documentation. Now, in this scenario, I'd like to find out how to do this, and I'd like to test it using a theme in the style of Mardi Gras. And so Aisey can start to help me go from learning to actually getting some work done. She gives me an example of some colors that I may pick. And in this case, this is a great first step. And I would like her to help me create the request I would put into the Profisee platform to actually change the portal theme into Mardi Gras just to see how this works. So now I'm going to have Aisey help me a little bit more. Instead of just creating a suggestion, we're going to have Aisey actually define for us the theme itself that I need to load into Profisee. And so now I take this theme, copy it, and then I go paste this into Profisee's theme configuration, at which point I can now refresh the portal. And I now see that Aisey has helped me learn how to and test the ability to specify a theme inside of Profisee. Now, obviously, this particular theme is not exactly what we would use for our organization. We would do this with the branding for our particular company. But you can see here that this theme has been applied, and we now have this very garish purple, green, and yellow theme applied to the Profisee portal. Hopefully, this demo has helped you get a good understanding of how Aisey can help you quickly learn the Profisee platform and easily accomplish common tasks within Profisee.
All right, so I think everyone could agree, Greg, that might be the ugliest looking UI in the history of software, but hopefully everybody got the point. So what we're going to go into next is the concept of AI actually helping you configure the platform. And so, again, we talked about integration previously, the ability for us to use AI to actually configure integration. And this has actually been valuable to Profisee in our own internal testing. We've built our new Connect integration product. And in performance testing that, we had to configure a lot of tests, a lot of mapping, and we found a lot of value in just being able to use AI to configure integrations within the Profisee platform, which made it faster and easier for us to actually test our own product. And so what we'll see in the next video is the ability for an end user to use AI to actually define their data model completely within a chat-based experience. Let's go ahead and roll that demo.
All right, in this demo, we are going to walk through how Aisey can help us start to get work done within the Profisee platform. To get started, we'll open up Aisey, and we'll ask her to help us understand what entities we have modeled in Profisee that have the word coffee inside of their name. And Aisey goes and looks inside of our data model and reports back there are 3 entities with the word coffee in them. What we're going to now do is delete one of those entities, the coffee inventory entity, because we're going to recreate that throughout the course of this demo, showing how we can model data from scratch using Aisey. We'll go ahead and confirm that we wish to delete this entity, and she'll report back that she has successfully deleted that entity on our behalf. Now, the next thing we want to do is ask her to create that entity for us again. She'll again confirm that that is in fact what we want to do. And now she has successfully created our new entity for us. Now that we have an entity, we'd like to go ahead and create some new attributes or columns on this so that we have the structure that we need for loading our data. What I'd like to do is create attributes that line up with my other existing entity called coffee details. Here you can see that she reports back the attributes that already exist in that coffee details entity. And I'm now going to go ahead and ask her to create those same attributes on my coffee inventory entity. So now what she's doing is she's creating the same attributes from one entity that exist on the other. She's going to confirm each of these attributes to make sure that these are what I wish to create. And upon doing that, she'll report back that she's been successful and that her entity has now been modeled. Now that we have created that new entity, we can actually ask her to take us to that newly created entity. I'll go ahead and close Aisey out. We can see our newly created coffee inventory entity. We can see the various attributes that she's created based off of the other attributes from the sibling entity. And we're now ready to start adding records to our new entity within Profisee.
Man, that's pretty amazing. But you know what else is a big friction point that I hear a lot is actually getting data under management, like getting the data into a system. And one of the big frustrations that we hear from our customers is about unstructured data. And so we've now developed these agents, and one of the agents that we have is our unstructured data agent that really helps a business user to be able to bring kind of unstructured or semi-structured data into your system right away. You'll see in a little bit that just with the ease of AI, we're able to now to take all that hard work and do it, get it set up and get it running in about 5 minutes.
That's right, but there's a bigger picture here, which is it's always been a challenge in MDM for the human capital necessary for the actual stewardship aspect of your data. And so as we go through this demo, keep in mind that we're going to be introducing agents that also cover things like enriching data, fixing data quality issues, or reviewing the results of matching, all of which will take that historically manual work and allow AI to automate the vast majority of it, reserving the actual work where there's institutional knowledge in people's heads that are necessary to get the job done. So we'll go ahead and roll the demo.
Okay, in this demo, we are going to walk through how Aisey agents can be used to automate the work that was historically done manually by data stewards. For this demo, we're going to be going through a set of data around coffee products. Here we can see what this data looks like. And if we open up one of these records, we can see that we have for each record a name, brand, a package size, and expiration date. But at the end of the day, this data actually came from this unstructured text data that was originally entered into Profisee. And so a common problem within MDM is how do we take this unstructured text and derive from it a set of discrete attributes that I can use to describe this data? And how can I do that in a way that doesn't require a human to come along and read this data, interpret it to figure out what values to populate for all these different attributes? This represents what our goal is, but our goal is to get there without having to manually read every single one of these records. And so with that said, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and clear out some of this data. I'm going to go ahead and take the brand attribute. I'm just going to clear it. So we're back to the start here where I don't have any of my data populated. All of my brands are empty. And we're going to show you now how easy it is to set up an agent within Profisee to both populate this data initially. So maybe it's the first time you've loaded data into Profisee, but also then automatically fire that every time a record is added or updated, keeping our AI generated brand always up to date. So to do this, we'll flip over to the admin side of Profisee and we'll go ahead and configure our agent. So we're going to call this the coffee brand strategy. We will select the coffee details entity and our AI data parser. From there, we just need to tell this what is our input. Our input is this unstructured text field. And then we need to have it understand what are we trying to actually do. And in this case, I'm giving a little bit of instructions of what we're trying to accomplish. And then lastly, I'm going to give it a sample value that we can use to make sure that we're going to get what we want. And from this, it's saying that it can actually derive multiple attributes. But again, in this case, we're just going to focus on the brand attributes. We'll pick that. And then from here, we're going to go pick who we want to run this. We want this to run as our Aisey AI agent. We want to run this both in bulk as well as anytime a record is added or updated inside of Profisee. And this is what makes this truly an agent that can basically run anytime data is changed within Profisee, regardless of whether or not you're in Profisee or you're in bed sleeping at night. So go ahead and save and close our strategy, and we'll go ahead and run it. And what this will do is it will do an initial catch up on all the data that's already inside of Profisee. And so that process is now running. And here now you can see that it has completed. So now, if we go back to our coffee details entity, we see that our brand has in fact been updated. This is great. We've been able to use AI to automate what would have been quite a bit of work for me to do as a human. Now, what's great about this is it also will automatically fire anytime records are added or updated based off of how I've configured this agent to operate. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and add a new record. This would represent a new record arriving inside of Profisee. I'm just going to put in a code here value that will be easy for us to find again. And I'll save and close this. So again, this could be a new product description that's arriving in an overnight load. And we can save that record. And here we can see that our AI agents have already run in the background and automatically populated our name, our brand, our package size, and our expiration date from the underlying text. This is how agents inside of Profisee can help automate the stewardship work that has historically been done manually by users within the business community and helps make MDM easy.
Wow, AI is really helping us out a lot. And I think about other friction points that we want to identify and resolve. And so another one of those is around, once you build your data and you get it under management, how do you actually manage it? And so I think about when, a user has to go to a new platform or they have to learn a new syntax or they have to learn something new, that adds friction into the process of making your critical business data really valuable. And so I think one of the things that we're doing now is implementing our new Copilot experience.
That's right. And we're very customer success. And the feedback we've gotten from customers over time, and it's really hard to get people to log in and use a new tool. And obviously, what's happening right now is every user in the world is ultimately being enabled with new AI tools. So what we want to do is we want to bring all the capabilities of the Profisee platform and make them available inside of these AI tools so that people can both manage and ultimately consume that data inside of AI. So let's go ahead and show the video.
Hi, everyone. I'm excited to introduce you to the Profisee Copilot agent, our intelligent business user-focused agent. Let's see how easy this agent is to use on Teams or within your M365 Copilot application. Let's start with something simple and look up a set of golden records and order them by name. This gives you fast access to trusted data without having to navigate to different tabs. Now let's say I'm curious to know how many customers have the last name of Adams. Let's just ask. No SQL needed. 82 customers with the last name Adams. That's great. Next, I want to know where a specific consumer lives. Let's find out where Aaron Adams lives. This allows for contextual data access for customer service, compliance, and analytics. Finally, let's take a look at data quality. We're going to want to understand how many records have data quality issues, and we'll look at the first 5. This provides proactive stewardship with guided resolution for business users in the tools you use every day. Finally, let's show how easy it is to fix a record once it's been identified. Click here, it'll open up your Profisee experience, take you directly to where that data quality issue is. You can fill in the correct information, in this case it's business number, save and close, and your data quality issue is fixed. With Profisee Copilot Agent, we're turning master data into a strategic asset, accessible, actionable, and intelligent. Whether you're in marketing, operations, or compliance, this agent helps you get answers and take action without needing to be a data expert.
All right, so that's really cool stuff, right? Now people can actually manage data inside of Microsoft Copilot using AI capabilities. But it goes beyond that, right? We're really thinking about how can we make Profisee and all of our capabilities available into all the mainstream AI tools out there. And what this will allow users to do is to be able to do a few things. Number one, we'll have that same type of chat-based experience that allows users to consume and access the master data they need every day. But I think even more importantly, enterprise AI engineers, the people that are building these agentic AI solutions, will be able to integrate Profisee with these broader agentic workflows that are connecting Profisee into an AI flow that also is interfacing with other applications.
Man, that's pretty powerful because now the technology is kind of caught up with what the business demands. And so if you're a business user or you're a chief data officer and you now want to leverage your critical business data quickly and efficiently to make informed business decisions, you're now saying that we can actually do that. We can provide all of that information. That seems like pretty awesome. Let's take a look at this demo to see it in action.
What if I told you that asking questions about your master data could be as easy as having a conversation? Today, I'm going to show you how our new Profisee MCP server transforms your AI, such as Claude, into your personal data intelligence assistant. Let me show you how easy it is to connect your Profisee MCP server to something like Claude. Go to your settings inside Claude, go to your connectors, add a connector. Simply add your MCP server name, your URL, and any type of credentials that you may have, and click Add. There you go. You're now ready to go. The next thing that we're going to want to do is let's start chatting. The first thing we're going to ask is we want to just understand, make sure that we're connected to the right Profisee instance. So let's go ahead and ask that question. And here we can see that the MCP server is communicating with Claude to let us know that we're looking at the Profisee AI server. Now that we're sure we know what server we're connected to, let's go ahead and understand what entities are available in our master data management system. Interacting with Profisee's MCP server, Claude is able to identify that we have 135 entities with a number of different components, such as reference data, industry classification, sales and finance, time dimension, Profisee AI specific, and data quality and operations entities. Now let's get some business intelligence. Let's understand, we want to see the product entity details, like what kind of product information do we manage? And you start to get some product entity details. Has a comprehensive master data structure and manages detailed product information across 31 attributes. And here's the things that we're tracking. You can see it has everything from product classification to financial information to digital assets and links. Now to get some data quality insights, like what are the current data quality issues in our product entity? Data stewards can now get instant visibility into data quality problems without logging into multiple systems. In this example, you can see how there's data quality problems that are identified, root cause analysis, impact assessment, recommended actions, process improvements, and AI-powered solutions. This is great, but let's get into some smart data analysis. Like, show me the products from bikes category and tell me which ones might need some attention. Claude doesn't just show you data, it provides intelligent analysis to help you prioritize your work, all on the back of the Profisee MCP server. In this instance, it tells you about the total number of bike products. It gives you a pricing data quality problem. So, for instance, you can see that in this example, you have a bike that has a 28% higher price than its cost. It gives you some dimensional data issues, some data quality completeness issues, product portfolio summary, road bike performance focus, recommended immediate actions such as data quality fixes, pricing audit information, and product activation and review. Now let's say I'm a sales ops manager and I want to understand where my customers are by region and highlight any data inconsistencies. In this example, you can see that there's going to be a comprehensive report created just for our sales team so that they can now get customer insights without having to wait for IT or Power BI resources to create these reports. You can see that it gives you critical data quality issues, any type of positive data quality findings, information that you can't analyze, any recommended actions, and most importantly, kind of your business impact, where you can see how you can get your regional reporting and analysis. Again, sales is now provided with this important information that they're able to see where all of their customer data is. Of course, giving the business access to all this detailed information only makes it so that chief data officers need to be more efficient as well. In this example, we'll want to understand what our top three priorities for data quality improvements would be. No problem. Claude with the Profisee MCP server can help us identify that information. What we get is an intelligent analysis of data quality issues across entities with prioritized recommendations. This makes it so you, as a data officer, have clear visibility into your data, into what the priorities should be, and in recommended implementation sequence. Obviously, you can make your own choices about what makes sense for you. But through the Profisee MCP server, all this information is easily available at your fingertips. As an executive, you definitely want to bring this back to the business impact. So here we want to see how the products that are missing key attributes impact our business. You can see that there's first a product data quality analysis that has overall data statistics, key missing attribute analysis, primary issues identified, a nice table that has links to some of the records that have the problems, additional key attributes, and then a business impact analysis where it's categorized in high impact, medium impact, and then an estimated financial impact with recommended actions in the short term and long term. Let's recap what we've accomplished in just about 10 minutes. Before the MCP server, there were complex queries requiring technical skills. Business users had to wait for IT support or reports. Data was scattered across multiple systems. There were limited self-service capabilities. And now, after the MCP server, we have natural language queries, instant access to live data, AI-powered insights and recommendation, and complete self-service for data intelligence. This isn't just about making data easier to access. It's about democratizing data intelligence. When business users can ask questions directly of their master data, they make faster, better informed decisions.
All right, so this is all really cool stuff. What we've covered today is really how we're leveraging AI across the entire MDM journey. When it comes to AI inside of Profisee, we've seen how we can use AI to help users learn the product, help configure the product, and help automate what was historically manual data stewardship tasks.
What a time to be alive as a data management professional. The old time was a lot of hard work, a lot of confusion, a lot of friction. We've demonstrated how now with Profisee and AI, you can pull your data together, you can improve your MDM, and then you can improve your business outcomes. We're pretty excited about this, and we hope you are too.